Hello, this is how to do the clamshells exercise. You're going to start on the ground and lay on your left side. So left hip down, right hip up. From laying on your left side, take your left elbow and place it directly beneath your left shoulder. Your left forearm will extend forward, palm faces down, fingertips forward. From here, take your legs are stacked on top of each other since you're laying on your side. Take your knees and bend them in towards your chest. So the knees at least want to be in front of the hips, if not closer towards your chest. The closer you pull your knees towards your chest, the more of a burn you'll feel through the exercise. From here, have a nice wide collarbone. And take your right hand. Your right hand can either place on your right hip to help keep your right hip in the same or in the proper place during the exercise, or you can take your right hand and press it down into the ground in front of the chest to add another base point of support through the exercise. Now, from this position, you are going to have the right leg is stacked on top of the left leg, nice and mirroring it. The inner edges of your feet are touching. Keep your feet where they are. And you're going to take your right knee and you're going to lift it towards the ceiling, and then you'll lower it back down. The right knee will only lift a few inches up towards the ceiling, maybe 6 to 8 inches, and then it'll lower back down. How you know you've got your range is we want to keep the right hip stacked over the left. If the right hip starts to push back or fall back, some of that work is coming out of the side glutes, our target muscle, and the hip is opening to allow some of that work to come out. So we want to keep that right hip forward, stacked over the left to keep the isolation through the movement. Now, as you're doing this movement, the small movement will activate in a big way. So the movement doesn't need to be huge. And if you open your knee too far, it'll force your hip to dump back. So that's one reason why we keep the right hand on the right hip. But if you'd like more support through the torso to alleviate any pressure going through the left shoulder or elbow, you can push your hand in front of the torso. Now, as you're doing this exercise, we want to think about keeping active through the core. So think about actively pulling your rib cage up and away from the ground to add some stability and engagement through the core to help support through the exercise, and keep the upper body supported as the upper body is stabilizing us for the clamshell movement. That is how to do clamshells. Thanks for tuning in.